couple weeks now since the players from the national team came back to practice. How has it been working them back into practices in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's been planned about how we can bring them back in, how we can look after them, obviously trying to make sure that we give them additional time off if they wanted it. We offered them Monday off and they didn't take it, but we obviously reduced certain amounts of load. They've had a lot of football in a short space of time and sometimes in difficult conditions, so I think they're in a good space now.
And how much participation did Jaden Shaw have in practice?
Today?
Yeah, in practice today.
She was on the side today.
I'll go with Abraham next, and Johnny, we can follow up with you. Abraham, go ahead.
Hey, Casey. Could you talk a little bit about the new summer cup that's going to happen between NWSL and Liga MX? Chance to face Club America and also get to return to Torero Stadium for the Wave.
Yeah, it's exciting. Torero brings back really good memories, so be able to go back there is a good opportunity for us. And 3 really competitive games in a period where we need them. So yeah, another opportunity to play Bay, to play LA, and obviously Club America is someone we haven't played yet. So excited to bring that community here and play, and obviously to hopefully have a really competitive game. They're a good side, so really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great competition.
And is there a question about the schedule congestion a little bit with the new Champions Cup also kind of taking place right after that, and then also that final push for the playoffs?
There's always going to be schedule issues somewhere, and I think, especially when you've been in Europe, you're used to it. The more successful you are, the more cups you play in, the more tournaments you play in, the more games you have to play in. That's why we have to prepare our squad for that. We'll play and plan and prepare whatever's in front of us, and obviously manage our squad accordingly.
All right, thank you. And more, go ahead.
Hi, Casey. Thanks for your time. I want to ask you about Alex Morgan and her role that you want for her this season. I mean, she said that she wants to be in the Olympics, You're going to have a lot of games, a lot of matches. What's the plan with her in order to let her to be able to go to the Olympics if she could earn a place?
I think there's a plan for every individual in this team, and Alex is no different. We tried to look after her last week, obviously, and she came on and scored a goal. There'll be periods in the season when we look after her again. There'll be periods in the season where she plays, where she features, and there'll be periods in the season where she doesn't feature as much, and that's no different than any other player. We've got a very competitive squad. Obviously, we would like her to go to the Olympics too and have that opportunity. So we need to keep her fit. We need to look after her, as we do with all the other players that are fighting for those international spots. But ultimately, my job is to make sure we win football games for this football club. So I'm going to pick teams accordingly, and I'm going to pick starting 11s accordingly, knowing that I've got a fantastic squad and players that can come in and out of games.
And I asked to your players about the possibility of winning a treble. They say that they want the poker, the league, the Challenge Cup, the Shield, and also the Summer Cup. And about you, what's your goal about these tournaments?
I think every tournament and every competition you enter, you want to do well in it, you want to be successful. Every club will say that as well. So we started the season well. We're only entering our first game of the season, regular season, this weekend. So that will give us a good barometer of where we're at, and we want to be competitive. And of course, we set our sights on being competitive in every tournament. But it's going to take a hell of a push to do that. It's a hell of a feat to do that, but it's something that I think we're capable of.
All right, we'll go back through. Johnny, do you have one more?
Yes. Over the weekend, your next opponent, Kansas City Current, they scored 5 goals in their season opener. Did you see anything from that from video?
Yeah, I watched the game live. I've obviously watched it again several times after. They're a good side. They've got players that can hurt you in attacking areas. Obviously, I've read that Davina's out this weekend, so that's one less. But they've got a very good squad. They go forward quickly, so we have to be mindful of that. But I also saw lots of opportunities that we can exploit too. So it was a game that ended at 5-4, but could have ended at 5-5. So 6-6. It was one of those crazy NWSL games. So yeah, very competitive side, very good side, and we're going to have to be on our very best to take something from this game of the weekend.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, anyone else online? Oh, one Someone slipped right in there. Abraham, last one, wrap it up for us.
Yeah, sorry, Casey, just to kind of wrap this up, you mentioned last week after the Gotham game your thoughts on the controversy with player-coach relationships, and they kind of came back into the U.S. limelight in Houston. Could you talk a little bit about what the Wave do to make sure that players are protected, and what you think the league as a whole should do to ensure that situations like that don't happen?
I think as a club we've been very, very clear from the offset as a leadership group that staff-player relationships are not a thing here. They are not condoned, they're not encouraged. It is a sackable offence. It's not something that will be taken lightly here. There is a power imbalance, no matter your role as staff, when you enter into a relationship with a player. I think it's something that is completely wrong. It shouldn't happen. Players should be able to come to their workplace, train and play. There's millions of people in the world. Choose someone else. It's not hard. Just don't. I can't even compute how it even happens, to be honest. I don't even know how you get into that, because your boundaries should be your boundaries. And as a coach, you should have very strong boundaries, and as staff, you should have strong boundaries. So as an organisation, we're completely against it. And it's very much part and parcel of the education of staff here. As a league, you can go to putting it into people's contracts. I can't believe we're actually talking about putting these types of things that should be unwritten rules in people's contracts. But clearly, time and time again, it's happening. So maybe we have to. Maybe it has to be part of a standard agreement contract for a member of staff that you do not enter into any type of relationship with a player. They are here to work, they are here to do their jobs, they are here to develop. That should be the only thing that should be their focus. So, yeah, listen, I have strong views on it, very strong, and I will not stand down from them. It should not happen. It should be forbidden, and the players should have a safe space to come and work.